One of the things that that I know many of you are kind of interested in, and that may be renewal of your credentials. Okay, there's several folks, and I've got a list of them that, according to my records, your credentials have expired and you have not applied for new ones. So we need to visit with that and get that taken care of. However, that whole process has been sent out earlier to you, but if you don't know or don't have the links to where the application is or where the certified rep test is at or anything like that, it seems like I got voted to be the person to process all these things. So if you want to, just email me or text me or something. I'll be glad to get you whatever information you need so that we can get your credentials renewed and to you. That window opens 90 days prior to the expiration date on your credentials. So while you're here, you might want to look at that and see when that expiration date is, and then make yourself a note and get that application in about 90 days or so ahead of time. Okay?
What's your email?
Good. No. There was a lot more questions than that earlier, so okay.
So let me just talk about the recertification process real quick, because I think there may be some anxiety that's there that doesn't necessarily mean right here.
It's on the board, Mark.
Yeah, I know, there's two things, that's what I'm going to talk about. All right, so there is a process, and here's basically what it is. You make an application, that's why George made an appeal up front. Earlier today, he said, within 90 days of your expiration date that's clearly on your credential, you want to make an application. The application is relatively easy to find on the referee. By the way, we're completely revising the referee information, so things will be even more easy to find. But you make an application, and the application asks you some basic questions. And here's the kinds of things that are on there. How many evaluations have you done? Have you been at the U.S. Open? Have you been to the big tournaments, the Tournament of Champions? Have you been to Nationals? So what's that designed to do is what's your level of engagement in keeping up with the craft of refereeing? If you become a certified referee and you referee 3 times, 2 matches, that's different than somebody who's here is going to be, here for 3 or 4 days. Okay, and you're going to get 10 matches a day typically here. So you're going to get a lot of opportunity to referee here. So it asked you, have you been a mentor for anybody? Have you been involved in training? Are you a registered trainer? How many people have you trained? So it's designed to see how well you're keeping up with the craft of refereeing. Maybe you only do 1 term in the Northeast 1 time a year, but you've been a mentor for 5 people. All right, that has meaning, that has value. That tells us that you're engaged. You're helping others, you're paying it forward, and you're keeping up. You're not going to go be a mentor for somebody if you don't know the rule book and the handbook, right? All right, by definition, you're going to know what you're talking about. So that's what we're looking for in terms of your level of engagement. So it's an application. You fill it out, you send it in, and then you do take a test. Now the test, I'll tell you, is designed to identify weaknesses in folks in the handbook, what's in the referee handbook. There's very few, if any, rules type questions on it. It's really designed to see, are you keeping up with best practices that are in the handbook? The test is a little different. The test says, which of these items are the ones that you have to do in doing a pre-match briefing? And then it's got 15 items listed right there. Don't quote me on this, but it's got a whole list of items on there. And you have to know that these are the ones that you do in a pre-match briefing, and these are the ones you don't do. Okay, that's right out of the handbook. If you know the handbook, you'll have no problem with this test. Guarantee you. Okay, so there's no tricks in this thing. We're not trying to find reasons for. We want you to recertify. We want to make it easy and simple so that you recertify. We don't want to lose you. You've got too much invested in everybody in this room. You've got too much invested in this. But we do want your expertise to be maintained at a uniformly high level. And that's what that test is designed to do. Yes, sir, Bob.
Mark, one of our topics was incentivization for certified referees. So in all of this, is there another fee to be paid? If so, what is it? And if so, why?
Yeah,
If
that's
we're
fine.
trying to
I'm glad George
incentivize.
walked in, because George, this is really George's program.
The re-credentialing.
Can you come up to the front?
Is,
You're on video.
oh,
Not until he gets up.
We're on
You're on video.
you make a better target. No, the re-credentialing fee is $20. Okay, that pays basically for a new credential, a new lanyard, and the postage and everything to send it out to you. So we just rounded it off, $20 covers the cost. I don't think any of us would object to that.
But it's sure.
Three matches. All those object, raise your hand.
Okay, well, do three matches over at Mike's place over here. You'll have $1 left over. Oh, he gives you donuts, so, yeah, you still got $1. Okay, but that's the way that one works.
You know,
Yeah.
seriously, some people said something about churches over there, but if you're going to mandate for something like nationals a certain wardrobe for gold medal matches, then why can't something toward that at least be part of the recertification? Maybe it's just the hat. Maybe it's just the white socks, if you can't afford a shirt. But something to provide some assistance.
At least a discount for the shirt.
Okay. Is that on the list? Okay, well, we'll put it on the list and take a look. Great idea.
She's got an answer.
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention,
Incentivize?
Listen up, guys. Start again, please.
in our group, one of the things that we discussed as far as how to incentivize people to become certified reps included potentially providing them with a uniform of some sort. So I just wanted
Okay.
to put it up there.
Yeah, well, those are all great ideas. I hope we got those captured up here so that we can go back and work on those. Especially the pair of white socks. I bet you we can handle that.
They won't be silk.
Okay?
This may be a provocative question, but I'll throw it out there for discussion. It's probably nobody in this room, but there are bad certified refs right now. There are certified refs who are not very good. Excuse me? Nobody's right here.
Don't take it personally.
But is or should the recertification process involve something that helps to maintain the overall professionalism of our group by weeding out those who should not be certified?
Okay, let me go into just a little bit about that. Okay, when you make application to be re-credentialed, okay, there are many. If those of you that haven't filled one of those out, you got to go look at the application. Really should, and then you'll know what you might want to keep up with. Like, how many people have you trained? How many referees have you trained? How many ATSs have you helped with? What tournaments have you reffed in the last 12 months? How many of those did you do gold medal matches in? Not looking for exact numbers, just looking to see, are you involved still with the referee program? And hopefully, obviously everyone here is, because we're all here. The other thing that we look at is a complaint file. And if there's ever a written complaint that is sent in to us, unfortunately, Mark gets them, he forwards them to the NCREC, and then we have to deal with them. So those are also made a matter of record, so that when an application for re-credentialing comes in, one of the things we do, besides check your scores that you made, is to go over and look, are there any complaints in there? And then the other thing we look at, are there any evaluator observation reports where an evaluator may be at a tournament and watches you, observes the good, the bad, and the ugly of what's going on, makes note of those, hopefully has a private conversation with you, and that is put into also a confidential file, and those are looked at. So that gets us to the point where, do we want to, is there a question about this particular certified referee? Do we want to just automatically renew them for 3 years, or do we need to take another look at them? So that gets us to the second half of it, where the NCREC forwards a recommendation to Mark, and Mark can either agree or not agree that this person should not be renewed until they go in front of an evaluator again on court and let an evaluator evaluate them again, just like we do candidates. And that's how we're trying to go about getting this all cleaned up. Okay, and by the way, you were talking about fees. If you fall into that category where you have to have, you need to come to a venue where there is an evaluator, there's a $50 fee for that, because that's the travel fee now for evaluators to get somewhere. So there is a fee involved with that. If the evaluator passes you on, then there we go, hey, great. Then you get your $20 fee for your new credentials and stuff. So to answer your question though, that's how we're trying to not weed out, but trying to bring those certified reps that are not keeping up with things, try to bring them up to the same level that we are. We're not trying to get rid of anybody. We're just trying to get everybody brought up to the highest standard that we can. And that's the method that we're using at this time.
And I'll tell you, I don't know how many have actually gone through that and made the application, but there have been, I think, 3 individuals who have decided just not to continue for one reason or another, mostly for personal reasons. And so that's okay. That's all right. It's not for everybody to continue on. So.
I assume upon renewal and you're telling somebody that they have to have an on-court evaluation, you explain to them why they're having to go through that.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. They are sent a letter, and we've done that already. Send them a letter and tell them these are the things that we'd like, that we find wrong or we don't find, just exactly right. We'd like an evaluator to get, you and an evaluator to get together, check out your skills. If you're still good, we're good. If not, then there is a process there where the evaluator says, no, this person should not be renewed. Okay, what do we do then? The next step of that is, of course, that evaluator, or that referee's credentials have expired. They're no longer a certified referee. They can make application to get back into the process and start it all over again if that's what they want to do, but they have to go through training and the whole 9 yards and then make application and become a candidate once again. Yes?
George, are referees notified if a complaint has been filed against them?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
You'll know.
I must have missed that email.
Oh, no, it's normally a phone call or a visit. Yes?
So if that referee is no longer a certified referee, they are then considered level 2? Their status, or what is?
They're no longer, well, I can't say they're a level 2 ref because
they'd have to be rated.
they would have to be assessed by somebody.
So they're back to like a level 1 or a trainee? Well, they would be a level 1 because they have so much experience, so.
Well,
But they would have to go through. Only thing I'm trying to do is I'm in charge of the database for Mid-Atlantic region. What do I do with a certified rep that's no longer certified? Where do I, because they could probably still do tournaments but not be
But they're just a referee then. So whatever that.
level 1, level 2?
Well, they couldn't be a level 2 because they haven't been assessed to a level 2.
volunteer rep.
They're a volunteer
Okay, I
rep.
don't have a category in the database for just, because from what I understand, what we're supposed to do for tournament directors is send them level 1, level 2, and certified rep, or they send us the flyer, and I send out an email to level 1, level 2, and certified referees. Could you please go to this tournament and work this tournament? Now you're asking another category in case somebody...
No, I'm not asking for that. What
Okay.
I'm asking is you don't put them in the database until they become at least a level 1. They got to be rated just like any other.
Okay, so they're closed out until
Right.
we hear from you
Exactly.
that, okay.
If they care, they'll jump right back in. If they care, they'll jump right back in.
Absolutely.
Possible that the evaluator may make a determination that they might be level 1 or level 2, whatever, as part of their evaluation?
No, because again, like Mark mentioned, evaluators evaluate and that's an evaluation.
Gotcha.
Yeah, level 1, level 2 is an assessment, which is a different process.
So they have to start the process over. and
Yes,
if they wanna be-
absolutely.
Ah.
Yep.